volunteers. Listening, not interrupted, okay?
Good morning, everyone. Must be a special day because they got me a microphone. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Did you practice this week? Raise your hands. That's very good. Very good. Remember that what we do today is only to teach you what you need to practice. And the practice is what will have the game of golf help you in your recovery or whatever goals you may have. And to that, we do have a practice program. So if you are in this program, you can come here and get a range token so that you can practice. That'll dispense golf balls for you free of charge. So no excuses. You can also play Monday to Thursday as part of this program. Okay, so that's really big. So the more you practice, the better you'll get, and then the game will help you, and hopefully you can participate in a lot of the great events that we get invited to. Okay, now all of this happens because of our great sponsors, and we won't go through them all, but you see them on the banner. You may remember Move United is an adaptive program similar to ours for all sports. We're sort of their golf arm, but if you're interested in another sport, that's what Move United does. You may have known them from their past name Disabled Sports, but they're now Move United. Okay, so, and then here we have our sponsors, and if you get to know them, that would be great. There's no obligation. They're just people that like to support their community and like to support the military. But because of all those folks, we're able to do what it is we're doing. Okay? Then also, we have what makes this go is the sponsors, but then also our volunteers. And many of our volunteers are also program participants. So I'm going to read their names. They're standing down on this end, and hopefully Michael Town leads the volunteers, and hopefully he remembered to put all the names. But and I would hold applause till I read the names. But Angela Andrews is here. Rosie Dispinette, Cedric Franklin, Lisa Kennedy, Dr. Mary King, Don Martin, who apparently is now being mistaken for me. It's definitely not his golf swing, I can tell you that.
Good swing.
Clive Melbourne, Jimmy and Pat Ochan, Peggy Phillips, Michael Town, boss Agnes Town, Benita Martin's here. It's another, I realize it's a special day when Benita, Julie Walker, it's always great to have Julie, Andre Oldham, and for the first time this year, the most interesting man, Randy Henson, is here. I'm sure he'll have some stories, just ask him. At its core, this is a coaching mentoring program. We refer to it as an adaptive golf program, but it's really the coaching mentoring that makes it what it is. And so at its heart, our instructors are what makes all this tick, and they are managed by the Skull, Colonel Dick Johns, or organized the Skull. So I'd like to we have all our pros are LPGA or PGA, so I'd like to read the pros that are here today. I don't see him yet. No, there he is. Brett Oliver. Raise your hand. Pete Van Pelt. Is Pete Van Pelt here? Okay. Alan Smith. Okay. Claire Jansen. Ray Richardson. Of course, I didn't mention myself, Steve Greiner, and from the LPGA, Dr. Kendi Vierling. All right, before we break out,
Two more.
Rick Miller. And Steve Danielson. And actually, that's on the list, so I messed that up. I can't blame that on the skull. All right, everybody know what group did y'all check in? You know what group you're in? Okay, that's important. If not, stop back up here. The range is Group B right here in front of us. Putting on the side, the opposite side to where we are. That's Group C, and pitching down below. We have shuttles over here on this side. If you see me pointing, they'll take you down there. You can walk there, but there's a big hill, so we have shuttles. So if you do walk, be really careful. And that's Group A on the pitching green. Okay, I might have mentioned to you next week is Wells Fargo. Links to Freedom is involved with that. That's a PGA Tour event. All the best players in the world, other than our PGA pros, will be in it. Okay, so any of you guys playing next week? No, it's not.
Across the street.
And so I did email, or I tried to, hopefully you got it, I did email links. We have a special deal for our people to go, and they'll be really the top players in the world. Maybe not everyone, but most. But if you didn't get that link, come see me at some point today. And when we're done, we'll try to be done around 11:30. We have a nice lunch planned for you. Okay, what's the most important thing?
Safety.
All right, no swinging, you're in groups. Make sure you're very careful. Do as much as you feel you can do. You're not obligated, so if you feel tired, you can stop, okay? So this is all about having fun, and this is supposed to be helpful. So don't overextend yourself. Please share information with your instructors, because in the end, we're all individuals. So based on your injuries, that's how your physical condition, your strengths and weaknesses naturally, that's how they're going to teach you. So share whatever information you can with your instructor that you're comfortable with. That's very important. Okay? And now I do want to, we do have some guests, so I'm really happy to say that Lieutenant Colonel Dan Keener is here, and I hear Gloria Twilley, we haven't met yet, from the SRU Brigade is here, and I think Command Sergeant Major Klein Holes, apparently he was doing Little League is what he told me, but I guess that's different. So, they're here. Did I miss anyone? You want to take over? You can take over. I'm out of gas.
You can temporarily sit down. Also, we'll recognize her in a little bit, that Steve's lovely wife is here as well. But today's a special day. Again, we've got some special guests here, but I wanted to give a brief history, very brief, about this program. Steve actually started it as an MWR program in 2008 when he was the head PGA professional. And he and Kendi Vierling, I think they brought 8 or 10 wounded warriors at the time. Well, then they brought a warrior battalion here in 2012, I guess it was, when they built a new hospital. So the program had the opportunity to expand substantially, which it has done. Hence the reason for all of the PGA professionals that are here teaching. And then in 2015, it actually transitioned from an MWR program to the Links to Freedom program under the banner which it flies now. And so now we've got about 50 participants every Saturday here under Steve's tutelage. And over those 15 years, we've touched the lives of somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 people as participants in this program. So there's been a lot of lives saved. We don't know how many suicides have been prevented, but we know that there's been some, and it's all because of this man here. So with that, I would like to introduce Command Sergeant Major Kleinholz, who's the Command Sergeant Major of Fort Belvoir, all of Fort Belvoir, who is representing the command group here. Sergeant Major.
Yeah, thank you. So good morning. I am Sergeant Major Greg Kleinholz. I'm a Garrison Sergeant Major, and I tell you, when I got here in October of 20, I got here on a Friday, played in the club championship Saturday and Sunday, didn't do very well. But then on Monday morning, I met Mr. Steve Greiner over at a Links for Freedom golf tournament over Springfield Golf and Country Club, and that's where I learned the impacts of a program that probably started as just helping out through MWR, and has really reached out and touched the thousands of lives that he talked about. Such a program like this for any transitioning service member to have the camaraderie, the teamwork, and to learn life skills through golf. The truth be told, I'm in the Army for the last 28 years because I failed my first 4 years as an apprentice in the PGA. I guess the Army won out, but I still, that logo you all wear is, it's still pretty cool. I get to see it, but what golf has to offer through, patience and resiliency. What two better terms that link to the, wounded, ill, and injured warriors that we have that have fought for our country. So Steve, thanks for starting this program, and really not just in the Virginia area, but really a nationwide program where, I know you travel through the country to do it, throughout the country to do it. So.
Several other locations.
Yeah, so it's just growing, right? It's just growing, and it's, if the NCO Corps needs a backbone, well, really, Links to Freedom, you're their backbone. So thanks so much for that. I appreciate it. And thanks for all the volunteers.
Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Dan Keener, and I'm actually here representing Colonel Railsback with the Soldier Recovery Brigade out of Walter Reed. And I don't want to take too much time, but I think this is appropriate. So, the skull talked about the history and the impact, and I don't think we'll ever really know the impact of this program. But that didn't just happen. Steve, you started that, and you kept it going. And coordinating people, getting them to move in kind of a similar direction, that's not easy work. And you make it happen, you make it easy, and you make it happen every weekend. So for that reason, and more of the impact that you have, we're going to honor you here this morning. I just want to talk about one soldier, though, before we honor you. The Soldiers in Recovery, a lot of folks come to our program and they got the weight of the world on their shoulders. Life is not turning out how they anticipated it. Either their body's not cooperating or just they're getting hit hard. I call it the Mack truck of life has run them over. And I was walking into work the other day and I was focusing on all the people that have been run over by the Mack truck of life. And I was talking to one soldier who happened to actually be in this program. And that soldier told me, you know what though, this is a place of healing. And that completely flipped the script on me, because instead of focusing on the problems, she helped me understand that, you know what, people do come here run over by the Mack truck of life, but this program, it helps get people back on their feet and move forward, and actually she's thriving now. And that doesn't just happen either, and it's not just an Army thing or a medicine thing, it's the whole person. And you really address the whole person through this program. Each and every one of you do. And while I don't have 60-some awards to give out, I do have one. And Steve, we're going to honor you this morning with this award. And I just want to say this award is hard to find. This is a pretty senior award for a civilian, and they're not given out very often. This was not at my level, because every award has an approver authority. So if it's like, a coupon to an Army store, I can give that out. The higher up you go, this is Major General Talley, who's the Deputy Commander of MedCom. You know, he's General Dingle, the Surgeon General's right-hand man. So he approved this award, and with that, I'd like to publish the orders.
Attention to orders. Those in the front seats and remain seated so those in the rear can see. This is to certify that the Secretary of the Army has awarded the Meritorious Public Service Medal to PGA professional Steve Greiner. Mr. Steve Greiner, PGA, is hereby awarded the United States Army Meritorious Public Service Medal for his 15 years of tireless and dedicated work with our nation's wounded, ill, and injured service members in the area of golf instruction and programming. The effort has served as a key tool in physical, mental, social, and emotional rehabilitation of service members and their family members alike. Mr. Grainer's care and concern for the nation's troops has no doubt been instrumental in helping to heal the seen and unseen wounds of war. Receiving this award represents special recognition of not only Mr. Greiner, but also his family, the links to Freedom Foundation and the Professional Golfers Association of America. Presented this 30th day of April 2022 at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Signed, Michael J. Taylor, Major General, Deputy Commanding General for Operations, Army Medical Command, as authorized and approved by the President of the United States.
Lieutenant Colonel Angela Andrews, come up, please.
Way to go, Dawn.
You guys stay here because I can't move. Hey Steve, can you come over here?
I still can't see you. Kind of quick. So, Steve, on behalf of the Links to Freedom gang or family, 15 years ago you started out with a good idea. Normally, some people that start out with the good idea fairies, this one turned out right. Right? So here we are 15 years later, and not only did you create a special group of golfers, you created a family. So on behalf of us, I'd like to present to you this flag that was flown over the Pentagon in your honor on April 27th for your support to the Links to Freedom Foundation.
Here, I'll take it over for you. You guys stay there. You stay right here.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Steve. It's nice to meet you for the first time. Colonel Railsback is on emergency leave, but it was important that we show some representation from the brigade and to thank you for your contributions to the Wounded Warriors. The Wounded Warrior program for rehab, they have 6 domains, and socialization is one of those domains that help those soldiers either transition as a veteran or return to the force. So she wanted to make sure you got her coin. So thank you so much for your contribution.
All right. When I saw my wife here, so I'd like to introduce my wife, Marty Greiner, who provides a lot of support, and we started this program, and of course I'm not the most organized person, so as many of you probably know, and so on the couch, Marty gets to hear about all this stuff, and she gives a lot of great ideas and a lot of moral support. This is really an incredible honor, I have to say. although I've said this before, to receive an award or recognition for helping our wounded, ill, and injured, sometimes that can be a little awkward, because for me, it's all about you. And all these folks here are the reason why we have been successful. And I think I speak for them when I'm saying that we're doing this to honor your service, and many of you have challenges because of that service. And if we can help you get back on your feet, so to speak, and get you living your life the way you intended to live it, that's all the honor, that's all we wanted when we did this. So, but I've gotten, and people say this a lot when they do certain things, volunteer and so forth. This has been a really wild ride for 15 years, and to kind of get to know many of the troops that serve our country has been just incredible, and to some of the experience and to see where it's all come to is incredible. But thank you so much. It means a lot for all of you to be here. Colonel, so we got some people from the past. When I saw them, I thought, ooh, what's going on? But Ursula Palmer, Gold Star family member, has been with us many years. Lieutenant Colonel Carolyn Foda is here. Another person who has supported the program for many years. Tony Henry, who is everything. He's a board member, he's a program participant, he's a volunteer, he's a jack of all trades. But Tony Henry, thank you so much. George Jordan, I don't know if I see George today, but there are, hey George, so there are just so many people, and it's just been unbelievable to be part of an effort. And we're not done yet. We're gonna be here for as long as it's needed. You know, of course, I am getting a little older. I think Lieutenant Colonel Keener mentioned it's a senior award, and I might have to start thinking about a succession plan, because Colonel Johns is actually slightly older than I am, but we'll get to that. This program will go on. Maybe someday it won't be needed, or at least it won't be needed within the ideas behind it, because maybe military people won't be getting wounded, ill, or injured. But as long as it's needed, we'll be here. So again, thank you so much, and thank you for allowing me to be part of your lives. Thank you.
Now I gotta run to the legal.
Okay.
See y'all in an hour. I'll come back.
All right, so maybe we have to push it back to 11:45. Pros, I need to talk to you because I didn't get finished signing a place for you to go, but have a great day, and we'll see you back here for a great lunch. Thank you so much.